Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Eddie Saipetch. Happy birthday to you.
And we're recording now. Welcome to the Nerd Herd Podcast. Clearly, it's Eddie's birthday. Happy birthday, Eddie.
Thank you, sir.
Is your birthday today when we're recording? Is it sometime in the near future?
When we're recording.
Okay.
Right now.
So, May Day is also Ed Day.
Yeah. Is there cake? I came
there
for
is cake. The daughter baked a cake. It's pink. It has pink frosting and leftover Valentine's Day candy from who knows when,
Yeah.
That's a very COVID-sounding cake.
Exactly. It's a COVID cake. It's a Christmas spice cake with pink frosting, by the way.
Yes! I like everything here. This is a DIY. What you got is what you're eating.
That's right.
That's fantastic. And clearly, Ed, you didn't get the memo. Apparently, it's Bring Your Daughter to Podcast Days.
What?
Sarah's brought her daughter. Sarah, why don't you introduce your daughter to us in the whole wide world?
This is my daughter, Carrie Ann.
Hi.
Hello.
Wow.
It's one of our 10 listeners.
She's here to boot. Yeah, she's one of our listeners. She's already rated and reviewed the podcast, which is why she's allowed to be on the show.
Wow. Good standard to hold her by. And you know what I think we should do, Sarah? You know, we normally do Sarah's Big App of the Week, but why don't we skip that? Why don't we go right to, I don't want to call it Carrie Ann's Big App, but we'll say the Vela Big App of the week. Do you have a couple of apps that you like, games, applications, anything?
Yes, I do. I have 2 games. So the first one that I really like is a classic game. It's called Geometry Dash.
Ooh.
And I love to play it. It's very challenging, but basically you're just this little cube and you have to dodge the spikes. It's pretty simple, but it is challenging. And then
Important
the second
life lessons
one,
in that. Yes.
Yeah.
yeah. And then the second one is, so it's an Animal Crossing game, but it's free, so you don't have to pay $65 for that and then a bunch of money for a Switch. You can just play it on your phone. It's called, I think it's just like it's just, if you type in Animal Crossing in the App Store, it'll come up. But it's really cute. I really like it.
I've seen it on the App Store. Quick question, though. Have you played the Animal Crossings version versus the free version, and what's the big difference between the two?
Yeah, I have played both. So with the Animal Crossing on the Switch, it's a lot more like you have to really work for stuff a lot more. You start with no money. You start with basically nothing, and you have to plant trees, and
So
it's
like
a lot
life,
harder.
basically.
Yeah. But it's better in that way because it doesn't get old as quickly. And then the mobile is more fun, like creatively. So you have more like time to design things and buy clothes and all that stuff.
All right. Which one of the two are your favorite?
I guess the one on the Switch, since it lasts longer, but I really like the Animal Crossing on the mobile whenever I'm just like bored, or if I don't have my Switch, because it's my brother's, so I can't use it all the time.
Yeah.
But by the way, I love how she described Geometry Dash as a classic. And I think Greg was going through his Atari games in his head of like...
Oh my God, I must have missed that one. Where is that with Donkey Kong and Pac-Man?
Hey, the only of 2 games I was permitted to play on my Commodore 64, one was Math Blasters. So the fact that you chose a geometry app speaks to my heart, because I can do math in my head at a rapid pace, because that was the only fun I was allowed to have besides Radar Rat Race.
Radar Rat Race?
That was the other Commodore 64 game I was permitted to own. I had to pick 2, and that was it.
Wow.
I can still hear the 3-note 3 Blind Mice. That was the background music. It was terrible. I probably over and over.
Graphics.
While jacked up on Fruit Loops. Yes.
Greg, I have to ask you, are those Mentos in your ears?
They are. If you're watching this on YouTube, which I'll do a quick plug for, it's nerdherd.tv. So yes, I'll take a look to the side. A look to the side.
What a lean profile you have there.
Are you being sarcastic?
No.
No, that was perfect though. Now we captured his face for our Face ID if we ever need it.
I will tell you, I'm using them for this. I love these things. They're super, super light, and they don't fall out of your ear. Watch. They don't fall out of your ear.
Wow.
They fit. They fit.
Blink and my AirPods fly out. I just wear a headband in the house now since Sarah taught me to wear one while running. They fly out of my ear like popcorn out of a pan.
What they don't have is that they don't have active noise canceling. And so the real test for this is going to be on an airplane, which obviously I probably won't get a chance to do.
A couple of years. You'll have something new by then.
Yeah. But the sound quality I'm very impressed with. There's no downside yet that I've seen to these. But if you do like the active noise canceling, if you're in a place with a lot of background noise that you want to get rid of, these probably aren't for you.
You're saying?
But that aside.
That's where I want to cancel the active noise. Is that wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. It's got some passive ear thing where you can hear what's going on around you and stuff if you choose to. It's also got some adaptability features. So if you are in a loud environment, the volume will pick up a little bit to compensate for the additional background noise. Haven't had to test that yet. Maybe on this podcast. But so far, I just got these yesterday. And they announced shipping Monday of this past week. Ordered it right away, and so I'm just happy I got them quickly. And I do like them. Do they look like Mentos?
They do.
Yeah, they do.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I know, like you say, fanboys. If it's an Apple fanboy, what do they call Google fans?
Foo boys.
Android heads.
Is there a word? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you are one, but we don't have a name for you.
I don't think I am. I mean, I've got the iPad, which I use religiously.
Boys.
Do you think I'm a Google fanboy?
Yes.
No, well, see, I think Greg is trying to. He's used to be, right? So there's a spectrum of subjectiveness where Greg in the past was like, snorting Google through a straw, and now it's kind of transitioned down to like, what do you have on the table? All right, maybe some of this, some of that. Not really. Yeah. I think he's changed a lot, Amy, over the last 5 years.
Thank you, Eddie. I appreciated the spectrum with the drug analogy. That really helped.
Well, Eddie's right. I used to snort the Google Blow until Hangouts. And that Hangouts
that's when they
booger,
quote unquote blew it.
Yes, yes, exactly. The Hangouts. I call it the Hangout booger.
Oh, this drug analogy has gone far too far.
It messed up my straw. And
all right, I'm going to have to excuse my daughter from the rest of the podcast because this has taken a turn into drug paraphernalia territory, which I didn't clear this topic.
Well, look, we'll move on from the references, but yeah, Eddie's right. I was a fanboy. I didn't Hangouts and they still, even this past week, they changed it again to like where Hangouts is like Meet, which now
Google Meet or something.
Oh my God. Yeah.
A Google Meet sounds like I'm eating something.
Oh yeah, that doesn't. That sounds like a whole other. Nobody wants to Google Meet hacking. I mean, it's all bad.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta ask.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So I gotta ask, Carrie Ann, are you doing any of like the Google Meet or Google Classroom stuff for school?
Oh, so I'm kind of a slacker when it comes to school. Not really, but we use.
It all works out in the end.
Oh, okay. So you guys are on the Zoom train. So my daughter is doing the same thing. I was just curious if you've had to experience some of the trauma of Google that Greg and the rest of us have. But Zoom's pretty awesome.
Well, my kids are doing Zoom, but do you do Google Classrooms, Carrie Ann, for like the assignments? Because the girls are totally on Chromebooks and Google for all the work.
So we use Blend. In middle school, we use Google Classroom, but I like Blend a lot better. It's just easier to navigate.
Cool.
Oh,
Blend?
cool.
Who's
Blend.
this?
Yeah, it's a part of Canvas. It's like a whole. There's a lot of art things. I don't really get it, but
Yeah, I just heard about Canvas because my eldest is taking driver's ed starting Saturday, and they're going to use Canvas. So this is all new for
What?
me as well. Yeah,
She's learning how to drive through the internet?
there's a written part. There's a classroom part where they show. I'm assuming, Carrie Ann, you just did this. I'm assuming it's the same old thing we had to do, where they show you terrible videos and threaten you within an inch of your life.
Wow.
Yep.
You just use Grand Theft Auto to make a game out of it.
Not the driver's ed we're looking for, Greg. Carrie Ann, can you load your gun really quick and then run up to that guy and steal his car? Like, you got to do it in 3 seconds, not 4, because if you do, the cops will show up.
yeah,
That'll be our big app next week.
GTA.
GTA. We've moved on. I don't think anybody's played GTA in this household for a long time.
I want
installed
to.
it.
There's this
I just installed it on my
thing
iPad.
where there's like gangs on there. You can be either the purple gang or the green gang, and I really want to do it. It looks fun.
What color
Which
gang
gang
do you
are
want to
you?
be on?
I think green. Green is my favorite color. So, and also they're the aliens. And also in all the videos I've seen, the green ones are winning very well.
Those are all the reasons.
Yes.
Wow. My go-to game right now, Carrie Ann, is PUBG Mobile. That's what I play almost every night.
What is PUBG Mobile?
It's like Fortnite.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
where he
Fortnite.
goes in and trolls all the 13-year-old kids.
Yeah.
So he can feel
ignorant.
superior.
I
I
do.
My-
just started playing Zelda, which I really like it.
There we go. Some classic
That's a
games.
classic.
Yeah.
That's a true classic.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, my
fantastic.
youngest just scolded me and said, I don't quote unquote play games. And I was like, look at my words for friends. No, just kidding.
Wah, wah, wah. It's-
Yeah, she wasn't impressed.
wow, but are you active on Words with Friends?
No, I actually got my butt kicked on that. And now it's like I play this other game that whose name I'd have to look up because I don't even pay that much attention. I'm hooked on Wordscapes.
Oh.
Oh, I like Wordscapes. I
Yeah.
have it.
Is that a competitive game with other people?
Yeah, you can. On the weekend they'll have tournaments, but for the most part it's just, speed and how quickly can you make words out of the letters present. Sort of a word scramble cross form. So sort of 2 for 1. I'm a word nerd.
Very good. Well, I'm expecting, Amy, then you're going to be preparing us for an app of the week next week. Then maybe we give Sarah a break and we go to Amy's big app.
Maybe I will bring one of my daughters and we can do this because they certainly will have better ideas than me.
There we go. That's why I brought her, because I can't come up with any ideas today. So I needed to bring this younger, more energetic version of myself.
I'm surprised
Has
you
all
didn't.
the ideas.
I'm surprised you didn't have it. So that was her homework for last night, and then you were like, "Carrie Ann, do you have my app of the week? Where is it at?" And then she's like, "I've been slacking."
Now
And then
that you say that, Eddie, I think that will be our going forward. It might have to be whether you're here or not. I will present your big app of the week.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah.
Or
good
maybe we
energy.
just have her on and we just do Sarah,
Oh, yeah.
Sarah 2.0.
Honestly, if you want to just replace me with her, it might make for a better show. We'll see. Actually, the girls and I keep talking about it, but we haven't done it yet. But I think we're going to start a podcast of our own. So stay tuned on that. Now that I've said it publicly,
Oh
it
yeah.
What?
might actually happen. I'm not going to leave this one. I'm just saying an additional little spinoff.
You gotta love a spinoff. It's what
It's
people
going to be
do.
great.
Hmm.
It's going to be great. All right. I'm going to kick her off the show. Everybody say
Bye.
goodbye.
Bye, Carrie.
Bye. Good having you.
Thanks for coming
Valuable
on.
input. All right, this must mean that Sarah's got the goods. What are you going to talk about now, Sarah?
I'm going to talk about how horrible it is to raise teenagers. No, I'm just kidding. My kids are the best.
The challenge with teenagers is they are actually smarter than you at this point, and they know it, and you don't have a good comeback for it. I mean, yes, we're more worldly and we have access to more things, but they have one job, and that's to be better than us, and they're good at it.
I would say that's not necessarily true about the boys in my scenario. They think they're fucking geniuses, and I'm like, why did you do that? Did you not think I was a kid too? The girls, though, are a challenge.
This is I'm doing research right now for a talk I'm going to be giving with Josh Atwell on imposter syndrome. And so we're doing the whole Dunning-Kruger curve. And I love that the simple graphic on it, because the girls and I were talking about this last night, was like when you're at the peak of Mount Stupidity, because I think there is an age-related thing. And I just love that there's a graphic in the world where, and they just related to it so well. They're like, oh, yes, and then you get to the pit of despair where you realize you don't know anything. But, my eldest is like, yes, I remember being at the peak of Mount Stupidity.
That is hilarious.
There's a few friends of ours in the industry that haven't quite realized that they're at peak stupidity.
They're still planting the flag in Mount Stupidity.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
nice.
Dear. We won't name names unless you want to, Greg. This is our last episode.
Amy, apparently Whole Foods is giving away free masks to the customers. What is this?
Okay, so this is my interesting story of the week that just popped up. I am the person in charge of going out into the wild and getting the groceries. And I have chosen, just because delivery services and curbside have been somewhat limited in this area, and because I'm not immunocompromised and no one in my house is, my theory is I'll go out and do it so that those drop-offs, pickups, etc., can be kept for folks that are in greater need than myself, right? So I go into the store myself. I'm wearing my mask. I am not touching anything I'm not buying. I am staying 6 feet away. Whole Foods has been the single worst about letting too many people in the store. Half the people are there like fighting over organic chia seeds with no masks on. I don't know. I live in a bougie area that people make fun of anyway. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this yoga is not going to get you through this. You have to wear your mask. So I am thrilled to see that Whole Foods is taking that extra step to protect their workers too, and they're going to put masks on people. It's crowded in there. We are not going to fight over the mango, people.
I'm going to say this, but I don't want people to get crazy on me. I'm not wearing a mask, but I don't go out either. So,
Hey, Amy, this is Texas. Texas says, "Hold my beer." Everything is open. Hold my beer. Everything is open back
for
up.
Business now.
Yes.
Oh,
open.
South Carolina opened. South Carolina opened up too. So when people confuse whether I live in North Carolina or South Carolina, let this be the moment it's not South Carolina.
Oh, even better. I'm from Michigan. Look at what that looks like nowadays.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh.
I can't even talk about that without getting very angry.
So Well, I'm thrilled that Whole Foods is trying to take a stand. Again, just for the workers. Whole Food stores typically aren't that big.
Right.
I've never been
saying, like, here's a courtesy mask for you, or are they saying put this on or don't come in?
I think it's a courtesy mask. I'll have to read the article more carefully.
So I mean, not taking a stand in air quotes, but it's not saying like you can't come in here and if you don't have a mask on.
Trader Joe's and some of the others have said don't come in without your face covered. So Trader Joe's is like on the forefront of it. They're like,
and
no.
Guess where I'm shopping.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm watching Greg.
I went into Whole Foods. I went into Whole Foods once because Whole Foods is really close to me, and I needed something. And it's actually the easiest supermarket for me to get to from my house. Nice, Greg. I like it.
Does this work?
And it was such chaos. It was such total chaos in there that I had a terrible time, and I won't go back.
Good. No, what do you do if you sneeze with a mask on?
Into the mask?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's what it's kind of there for.
There we go.
Amy looks like a bank robber.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah, you look like...
That's a hijab.
Not a hurry.
Yes. She looks like a really version of I Dream of Jeannie. Like, I look like a hoodlum, and somehow Sarah makes this work. So... but I will tell you, at the Trader Joe's, I saw people younger, the generations, the gen whatever they are, the millennials, whoever they were blaming initially for not wearing masks. People were just tying T-shirts on their face. Like they were all abiding. Like even if it was imperfect, they were doing their part. At Whole Foods, I'm telling you, it was a free-for-all. And these older folks were creeping up on me. And I'm like, oh, my goodness, I am trying to get out of your way. Please join me in this.
My mom mentioned that her friend went into Costco, and her friend is a little bit like chemtrails, government's against you. So she had a mask in her pocket, and she walked into Costco, and this is in Michigan, and she said that everybody in Costco there had a mask on, and that they were just giving her stares of death.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard not to, especially because when you're in a mask, all you've got is your eyes to communicate, and you can tell it really is culturally very different. It's like, no. So it's interesting. I know a couple American Airlines and Delta have both offer disposable masks, which, I mean, my goodness, if they're in a world where they can offer eye shades for customers. Yes, I don't want to be on a plane right now, but it also made me realize, like, where are they getting these masks from? Can we do more distribution? Because the numbers of if everybody wears a mask when they're in public are pretty strong. Because to your point, Greg, like people sneeze, but you may not catch it in time. And with a mask on, and if the other person has a mask on, even if it's just a T-shirt, the transmission risk goes way, way, way down. So good on Whole Foods for making the attempt to correct their very aggressive audience.
It also impacts my ability to snort more Google. So,
whoa! I think it's a Google snort enabler, right? Like nobody.
I'm trying to imagine the show title already, but I know it's going to involve Google and a cocaine reference.
You're welcome. That's my one birthday gift to you guys.
Thank you, Ed. And Amy, I'm hearing rumors. Well, not rumors. I'm seeing your posts on social media about yoga. What is going on with you? And are you okay?
No, I'm not. Like I blame Sarah again. I do because now I'm running and I'm miserable. And there are people who are like, oh, it'll get better. You'll like it. No, I won't. What I do to get through the last half of the run is think about how I'm going to complain about the whole run. And so I have some fans now and friends who are like, thank you for speaking the truth. Everybody else looks so happy. You look like I feel when I run. And I'm like, power to the people. We all hate this, but we're out here. So I found my squad. My running squad is really unhappy. And we don't have a typical running body shape. And we're all huffing and puffing. Those are my people. So shout out to you all.
I think it's quickly becoming obvious that you're Sarah's play toy.
Oh, obviously, her beta tester. Clearly. But the yoga thing's been going on. So obviously running makes you sore, and I'm not running on all the days. And this also ties into my Fitbit, which I'm now wearing pretty religiously. And so I know if I'm not doing anything on my off days, because when I'm not running, I'm like, woohoo, I'm not running. And so I'm really doing nothing. So I thought maybe I could put some yoga in there, stretch out a bit. Plus, another shout out, Keith Norby keeps trolling me in the best way of making my Lego figure do like the poses. And my daughter, who is also my mini-me but funnier, said, so he did these crazy yoga poses. And she's like, I don't think we're going to be able to imitate that pose until hospitals are fully open. Maybe when they're fully open, you can try a headstand, Mom. I'm like, oh, thank you. You have little faith. Anyway. The combination of Keith and Sarah, I'm like, I'm going for it. There's some free online yoga. It's hard. That is what I have to say. That's a long-winded story to get to. Those people are always smiling. I'm here to tell you, they are also lying. It is painful. It is hard. And they look so like, look how, no, that is all painful and hard.
I'm trying to think of the ways that I might be able to play with you, Amy, like you're being played by Sarah and Keith. Like, I'll just set you up like, oh, I'm doing this really great thing. Oh, I'm investing in Bitcoin. You should do it, Amy.
No joke. Randomly, a Bitcoin trader just tried to connect to me on LinkedIn. So I think you're already there, Greg.
Are you already trolling, Greg?
No, I haven't. But I joke about Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's done very well in the last couple of weeks. So, Sarah, you're buying dinner for all of us apparently next time we get together.
My Bitcoin, let's see. Let's check Robinhood and see where I'm at with my Bitcoin.
Holy crap.
Because I really have very little, but it's always amusing to see it going up, especially when everything else is going down.
I heard it's gone up like 20% in the last week.
I'm down today, but you
got to take the long view, Sarah. You can't just look at it day to day. You're not a day trader.
Yeah, it's done well for me.
Oh, you're in it too, Ed.
Yeah, I'm not in Robinhood, but I got in when it was like probably 6,000, maybe 7. That's probably about 7,000.
And where's it at now?
It's up at like 8,600. Maybe it might be. I got in at like 6,000, and then I re-dipped in when there was a really bad week. Really, really bad week when it went back towards 6,000 again. I dipped back in and put some money in, and now we're sitting at like 8,600. There was a peak of 9,500, but yeah. So it's
at 86.97 right now. And I also have Ethereum Classic Crypto, which is at a whopping $6.56 a coin. And I have a single, I have one Ethereum coin, and then I have a very, very meager portion of a Bitcoin, which goes up and down with the markets. So not doing all that great.
Wow. And you know what? It's still more fun than yoga and running.
You try restorative yoga. All you'd have to do really is lie there. It's the best.
Well, see, the thing about yoga is you can't use my natural anger to fuel me through. So running, I use my anger as my fuel, but yoga, you can't be mad at.
There's no angry yoga?
Oh,
yeah, you should do hot yoga. There kind of is angry yoga. There's angry yoga. I'll find it for you.
What's Bikram?
Is that angry yoga?
That's what Steve did.
Yeah.
It's intense. Bikram is intense.
It's intense? Yeah. Okay, that's not for me. I've got like a gym in my basement. We call it a gym. That's probably too far of a stretch. But I got bike machines and treadmills and stuff. I've got a TV on the wall. And I thought when this
So what are you doing? Yeah, what are you?
Hold on. And when this whole lockdown started, I have a routine in the morning where I get up, I watch my CNBC, see what's going on in the business world, and watch people freak out, throwing themselves off of buildings and things. And I thought my idea was, I sit on the couch and with my cup of coffee and watch this stuff every morning.
I should be doing
this. Okay. I should be doing this on a treadmill or on a bike or something. And I got the TV down there. I've got the whole setup. I've not touched it in months. It's like collecting
dust. I thought
dust.
you were going to say you're like Britney and you just set it on fire, but no, you're just sitting there watching it.
Yeah, right now. I mean, I'm in my mind. I'm like, this would be a good idea to do this.
I'm challenging you. You have all sorts of devices.
I'm not going to be your play toy.
Oh, yes, you are. It's time to get on that treadmill, sir. I want to hear about
Amy
your
wants
report.
this shit to roll downstream from me to her to you.
1,000%. It's terrible. Somebody else get in there.
There's
it's like
Amy.
It's like smell this, right?
Amy.
Where you're like, oh.
There's a reason why Greg does not get on the treadmill, so he's not upset and angry all day throughout the day.
But
it might make me less angry.
Yeah. Because I have one thing to be angry about. I can't have the energy to be angry about other things, Eddie, or I'd die uphill. Like, my neighborhood is uphill all directions.
And seriously, I need that because I and I'm not joking here. I've been kind of an asshole lately. Really tense, wound up, and I think other things. I mean, the whole lockdown, and literally, I'm not even going on my deck. I'm not going outside my walls of my house. Barely at all.
You gotta hop on.
Great. I'm not trying to make you my play toy, but you should download the Peloton app and do a free trial because you can do the Peloton on demand. You don't have to have the device, and they have both treadmill and bike workouts on there. And then you have somebody telling you what to do and kind of encouraging you along so that you're not doing it in a vacuum.
Yeah, Greg, it'll be encouraging and it'll be positive.
Fun. It'll be fun. And we can follow each other.
I've heard this before from Sarah, but I'm not going to really say who she said it to.
All right, I commit to giving it a try starting on Monday. How's that?
Awesome.
Perfect.
I'm excited.
Perfect.
Can't
I'll
wait.
rest up good on Saturday and Sunday, so I can look forward to that.
Well, speaking of resting, I have one more thing that I've done. As again, I've joined the very late joiners of having a tracking app, and I'm tracking my sleep because the good thing about wearing a Fitbit is you can track your sleep. And I thought I have insomnia, and I thought I had restless sleep, but I'm proud to say, like, I'm scoring okay. It's just starts at 2 a.m. So I will tell you, I've gotten some good data, and I'm learning how to sleep.
Well, so give us some feedback. What are you learning?
So I thought maybe I was waking up a bunch. I'm not waking up as much as I thought I was. My sleep cycles are sort of in line with normal sleep cycles because you have REM sleep and light sleep and deep sleep and all that's fairly standard. And they sort of chart you against whatever general norms for your age and size and whatever, and also your own personal patterns. So they can give you some data trends over time and try to help you. You can set reminders, try to get to bed on a regular schedule. So I'm still sorting that out because, again, apparently I want to go to bed at 3 a.m.
I go to extremes. I'm going to bed at 3 a.m. and I know I see Amy with your time of day that you're posting on Facebook, so I can see that some days that you're having a rough night. And then if I go for a number of days where I've only got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night, I go way back. The pendulum swings and I'm crashing by 9. And then I've also got this wild card element. Probably too much information here, but I'm assuming I'm coming of a certain age where I got to get up at 4 a.m. to take a piss, and then I can't get back to sleep.
No.
Which is turning a whole other thing. I don't think your app is going to help me with that.
Well, for Greg, I recommend that you cut down on the cocaine, first of all.
Cut down on the Google, bro.
Impacts your sleep.
Less Google, more treadmill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Peloton.
And maybe don't swig from a 2-liter Coke.
Oh, yeah, you know what? There's a lot to that, right? And the thing is that, again, I don't want to sound like a grumpy old man, but I think there's something happens to your body at a certain point in your life that you can't have caffeine after 3 in the afternoon.
Right.
I used to make fun of my grandmother, and I am her now, and it's karma, and aging together. Those two things are kicking me in the behind.
Yeah, do you think it's that we don't metabolize it as quickly, or I have the same experience? And then, of course, the other thing that's happening to me is the quart of water a day, Greg, to your point. I don't know that it's age so much as I'm so well hydrated that I also have to get up in the middle of the night to offload it.
It's got to be age related because I used to pride myself, with my camel-sized whatever, and being able to, urinate once a day, and now it's like, oh. Anyway.
Ooh, once a day.
I gotta say though.
Voices are weird.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We don't have pea-sized bladders, but anyway. No, I got to say, though, I think when I quit nicotine, though, I was going to bed normal. I was tired at 9 o'clock. I was going to bed at 10. Now that I'm not so quit, it's 2 a.m. is regular for me. And I think also lack of sleep, obviously, contributes to a shitty mood too, or it can. So
I love the euphemism "not so quit" for it. Now
are you on the juice, Eddie, or no?
Which juice are we? Yeah. So I mean, it's
vaping.
Warning.
Warning.
So I can tell you it did a tremendous thing for me when I quit, in terms of getting back to normal sleep, also not watching TV, because the thing is once I'm a firm believer in the whole 2-hour window thing. And the other thing is I've been trying to go to bed earlier, but what'll happen is I'll be tired, start nodding off, and then I'm like, crap, I got to get up and brush my teeth. I get up and I'm screwed. I just missed the window and I'm up for another 2 hours.
What's the 2-hour window thing?
So it's like
your circadian rhythms or whatever.
Yeah, so like your circadian rhythm, supposedly like everything works in 2 hours, and you get tired and you kind of keep going. But as the night wears on, you kind of have like a 2 hour window where you should be staying asleep. Well, the same is true when you're awake. So when you start to get tired, if you don't like really execute on that, your body's going to go for another 2 hours, and that's how it's worked for me.
So yeah, I'm trying to track it. I'm not perfect yet, but I at least know I'm probably not going to die, which has taken some of the pressure off. Like I'm getting some sleep, and it's going to chill me out so that I can maybe start to get back to a little normal sleep. I'm considering adding melatonin to the exciting mix, but we'll see.
I have tried melatonin. A lot of people that travel a lot swear by it. I've never taken any sleep aids. I shouldn't say that. There is some over-the-counter stuff that I've taken periodically on really long-haul flights. But normally, I stay away from it. And I did try some melatonin to get me on kind of like a regular schedule. And it didn't really help get me to sleep. But I will tell you, I felt foggy as hell in the morning.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I'm just on California time because that's my work schedule. I don't know. It's maybe I just have traveler sympathy. I'm just joining time zones, various places. Maybe I'm Denmarkian. I'm not sure.
Oh,
let's get married.
Now you're going to make Sarah jealous.
I'm really Sarah's plaything.
Yeah, really. All right. As we wrap up here, Eddie, I'm going to try to play Stump the Chump here. Can you tell everybody how to find the Slack channel?
Son of a bitch. It's Nerd Herd Pod. Oh, no, it's Bitly. It's the Bitly one?
Yes.
Yeah. Bitly/Nerd Herd.
Oh,
Pod.
Nerd Herd Pod.
You were so close.
Sarah, how can people find us on YouTube?
Oh, man. So I know that TV is involved and Nerd Herd is involved. Is it nerdherd.tv? Nerdherdpod.tv?
Boom! You're teetering right on the edge there, but you got it.
Which is it, Nerd Herd or Nerd Herd Pod? There were two answers.
Pod.
No, nerdherd.tv.
Nerdherd.tv.
Yeah. And by the way, on the domain register for that, I go in every once in a while. I've got a bunch of URLs. That one, it gives you a price value on GoDaddy.
Oh, yeah.
And like nerdherd.tv is like really valuable, like as a domain.
Well done.
More valuable than my Bitcoin, probably.
Well, maybe we can invest it in Bitcoin for our legal fund.
Yeah, we'll have to start selling off URLs to protect the podcast. All right, Amy, how can people stalk us on Twitter?
Yay! At nerd_herd_pod.
Yeah. So I switched up Eddie and Sarah, and I didn't really switch up you, Amy. So
but that one throws me a lot. So let's be honest.
All right, very good. Well, look, I think we're all going a little stir crazy here, but I'm glad that my three compadres here are keeping it together, and it's another. I love these podcasts with you guys, so thank you. Just wanted to plug out to you guys.
Aww. On my birthday
we love
too.
You too.
And happy birthday, Eddie! And that still means you have to get on the treadmill, Greg.
I still got to.
Nice try, though. If I suffer, you suffer.
We'll see how it goes. We'll check in next week. And thank you, everybody, for listening this week. And tune in to see if I survive or any of us survives over the course of the next week.
I'm listening.
Bye.
See ya.